good morning, and happy Saturday. It is a cold one here. Very, very cold. So, hello to Jennifer and Rebecca. Thank you for joining me this morning. How's the weather by you guys? I'm freezing. I'm hoping that it warms up a little bit at least. It's supposed to be in the late 50s, but let me tell you. So, Mother Nature yesterday decided that she was going to be nice for a little bit. And then all of a sudden, it started to rain, and then we ended up with hail, and then I don't know what the heck she was doing. Mother Nature is not happy right now. Yes, I know it's fall, going into winter, but still, I mean, she couldn't make up her mind. It was crazy. So, and then this morning I woke up and it was raining, but my phone said it was snowing, and I didn't see any snow, so I don't know. Cold by you, Rebecca? I know, right? Thought you jinxed us for a minute when you said you got snow. I'm glad we didn't get that. At least I don't think we did, because nothing was on the ground when I woke up. Even though my phone said one thing, it did not look like it was snowing. But go figure. All good though. All good. Do live in Wisconsin. It is part of the weather. But let me tell you, I need to be somewhere warm, because this is crazy, 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 crazy. But I did redo my background. I don't know if you guys noticed. I'm sure you did. And if you watched my daughter's live yesterday, she sat right here and did her live, which I'm very proud of. She did good. Um, but I ended up redoing it, and I'm going to end up redoing it again because it's not exactly the way I want it. It's a little scary. Some of the items I'm just nervous are going to fall, and that would not be good. But so welcome, welcome. Welcome to the new person that joined. I appreciate you guys being here. I really do. So, how is everybody's Saturday? I see that Rebecca's is cold. How about anybody else? What's your weather like? Hi, JRKR. Oh, how's your weather, JRKR? I know you're in Wisconsin too. Is it cold, rainy, any of that nasty stuff going on? We got that here. I blame Rebecca. She sends us all her icky weather. Cold and rainy. Yeah, see, and I can't tell through the window right now what the weather's saying or what the weather's doing, but I know when I woke up it was cold, it was rainy, it said snow. Nope, I didn't see it, but that doesn't mean it wasn't snowing. It just means I didn't see it. It's okay, Rebecca. I'm only picking on you. Rebecca gets the weather before we do, and then so it goes Rebecca, us, JRKR. She gets it probably within an hour or two from us, depending on. Can't remember exactly how that goes, because she's not that far from me, and then it goes to Mel a little bit, like a day or two after us. So, hi Misha, how you doing? Long time no see, girl. Hope you're doing good. And I will be giving an update on my wonderful surgery that I had. It's been yes, I agree. I agree, JRKR. Uh, Snow is a 4-letter word in more than ways than one. Yes, it is. A lot of 4-letter words, let me tell you. Um, so I'm doing pretty good with my healing. I'm on track with everything. Got the staples out. But let me tell you, I'm at the stage now where all the nerves and stuff are waking up. And let me tell you, it does not feel good. Oh, it does not feel good. Lots of muscle spasms, which is all part of the healing. The nerves are very sensitive in my stomach. So even just wearing a shirt and lightly laying on my stomach, let me tell you, it's excruciating. I have been living on Tylenol and ibuprofen combination And it's not comfortable, but I'm thankful that I had it done, especially with what they found afterwards, you know, going in and stuff like that. Thank you, Misha. She says she is doing good and that I look healthy, happy and healthy. Very healthy now. Well, I feel very healthy. Doesn't mean I am very healthy. But I'm feeling a lot better than I was the last year and a half since my spleen. And so I'm hoping that all goes well and everything gets put back the way it's supposed to and the swelling goes down. I still have a lot of swelling. I'm not using my belly wrap as much, but I think I'm going to have to start because it's more comfortable wearing it than not wearing it. But I've been trying real hard not to wear it just because of the fact that it's kind of a pain to do. I can't do it by myself, so I always have to have help to put it on. And so, which is embarrassing. I don't know if you guys know, but you know, it's embarrassing sometimes not to be able to do things on your own. And then on top of it, you know, it messes with your mental health. Then, well, in my case, it messes with my mental health because I can't do the stuff that I used to be able to do. And I know it's going to take time for me to heal to get to that point. And I've been really tired too. And so, which I was told is part of the healing. So, the more I sleep, the more, or hopefully the faster my recovery will be. But, and that's what, thank you, Misha. You know, put it on. It will help with the pain. I promise. Yeah. And that's what I'm hoping. It is not, you know, when the whole spleen thing happened, like I still to this day, like it still affects me mentally. And then now I'm worried that, well, if I had one AVM, could I have another AVM somewhere? And then, so it makes it plays havoc on my mental health. And so, and so it's crazy and everybody's sleeping right now. Thank heavens. It's one of those days where you want to get up and you want to move, but it's too cold and icky outside to do. So everybody's laying down upstairs. I get headaches. So I do have a start of a headache. And Tommy's got one. So I don't know if it's because the whole house is closed up now because it's so cold. Praying for you. I know what you mean, JRKR, and thank you. Praying so that I'm not, praying hard so that I'm not in pain. So yeah, it's one of those days, and I'm going to actually drop the link in chat if anybody would like to join. I see we have 9 people. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining. And so it's one of those days, and winter is more. Hey, Perlini, welcome, welcome. Winter plays a havoc on mental health too. It really does, because you can't really go out and do the things that you can do during the summer. And for me, I mean, all year round is kind of crazy, but or makes me feel crazy. But winter, I think, is the most, because I can't have the windows open. I can't, you know, go outside if I want to go outside without bundling up. And then it's too cold. It's too cold, way too cold. So it's going to be one of those drag behind days, I think. Oh, and if you can hear the furnace, I apologize. Yesterday when my daughter was using my setup to go live, I could hear myself laughing upstairs. which let me tell you, laughing is not comfortable. Not comfortable at all yet, but it's getting there. It's getting there. Hi, Denise. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. I did drop the link for anybody who'd like to join. I'm going to try not to be on too long today. Last week I was on for almost 2 weeks, or two weeks. Oh, wow. 2 hours, and let me tell you, I was very uncomfortable the rest of the day. So I don't want to be on too long today. I'm going to try to keep it under an hour. Yeah, Rebecca said that she heard people walking around upstairs while she was live. But the thing is we were on the porch, and so okay. So this is a little off topic of mental health, but I do believe that we have some spookies in our house, and because I can be down here and the kids and Tommy be gone fishing or not here, and I can be down here and it sounds like somebody's up walking around. There's been times where, like when I was in the hospital and the kids were at their aunt and uncle's house, Tommy thought he heard people walking around upstairs, but there was nobody up there. And our cat is too light to make those sounds of heavy footsteps. So yeah, and Joey was upstairs. So he was in his room redecorating. And so I don't know what it was. I didn't hear it. So, but I do believe that you probably do hear it. I think we have a little girl and an old perverted old lady. So, but that's that part of our house. I'd like to move. I want to move to somewhere warm. So Tommy and I are going to sit down and make a plan and set a time and to do that. Hopefully in the next week I'll be good to go and start moving around even more and have less pain. Sorry. It hurts to move a little bit yet. And then I did get this new candle holder for Halloween. It says Happy Halloween all over. I got that the day that we went and got my staples out, and I don't even know. And then I brought my little crystal ball down, and then the bigger crystal ball down for Halloween. And then I got a few other things too that I got to bring down, but I can only do so much at a time yet. So I get out of breath pretty quickly yet, but fingers crossed that'll improve, and I'm excited about that. So again, I'm going to drop. Yes, I love them too. However, this candle here, I actually have to hit the bottom of it. They're pretty old candles. And so I have to hit the bottom of it for the connection to work right. And then it'll light up. And then, so yeah, then I have to find the rest of the candles that I have, flameless candles, because I have a set of 3 with a remote. And I only have 2 of them right now. I got to find the 3rd one and then the remote, and then I'll be able to control. They change colors and they're pretty neat, and I like them. I like anything that's color changing. Believe it or not, all these flameless candles are from our thrift store, and I got them pretty cheap, and they are not cheap. Because I've priced them, and they're not. They're pretty pricey, a comfortable pricey, I guess you could call it. But I'm still too cheap, and I like to pick them up at the thrift stores And so the color changing ones I got at our thrift store here in town, and I think I paid like $2.50 for it, and they were brand new in the package. And so I do have other color changing lights. Tommy's gonna hopefully help me figure out how to get my one color changing light to yes, for sure, Lynn. They are definitely a better investment than regular candles. You just have to buy batteries. And if you don't buy the right batteries, then you go through a lot of batteries. So it's wise to get good batteries at the get-go, changing them less. And then I don't have the box anymore. My children decided they wanted to try this out. Okay, so I have, these are kind of neat. Let's see if I can plug them in. They're USB LED strip lights. Now I gotta turn my phone on so I can see. Go figure. All right. Oop. And then just like my salt rock that changes color, I have okay. Oops. All right. So let's see. Do we turn these on? Uh-oh. I bet you I need batteries. And they're upstairs. The joys of remotes. I thought that this had a battery in it, and of course I can't get I gotta trim my nails again. They're too long to do this. Oh, here we go. So it does have a battery. Oh, it might help to. Nope. Okay, so I gotta figure out what's going on with it. But they're LED lights that you actually take and put behind your TVs and stuff like that. You can get them I got them at Walmart for like $4 something. I think they're $5.88 now at Walmart. But they had them on sale. So let me think. What did I spent $3 a box. Yeah, I spent $3 a box on them. Oop, this one's probably shot. My kids thought that it would be cool to open this one up and test it out. And so I don't know if it works or not. But they probably drained the battery playing with the thing or with the remote. So I got to see if I got another battery and see if it works. And then I'll show you next week. But color changing lights make me happy. I can stare at them for hours. And just that's like a calming thing for me. Especially if I've had an anxiety attack or panic attack. It helps me to after it starts to settle down, it helps to calm me. And so, oh, maybe that was a problem. Hold on, let me see. It looks like the thing was unplugged at the... All right, I'll figure this out, y'all. I will. Oh, there we go. It was plugged in wrong. And then they have different colors. Oops. Let me see if I can. Oh, smooth. That's not smooth. Fade. Here we go. But I love these things. They're really neat. And usually I want to get a couple. I have a couple. I don't know if they're in storage or if they're here upstairs in storage. But I want to get them along the back here on my shelf and see how that works. And then, like, my favorite color, as most of you know, is green. Oh, that doesn't even look green. I don't know if you guys can. Let me turn this light off. I'm playing with lights here. Okay. All right. That's I don't know. That's green, G for green. So yeah, so I love these things, and they are, let me see, is that purple? Is that purple? Oh, is that purple? I don't know. Really showing my shade colorblind here. No, not for Packers. I just like green because it's the only shade or only color that okay, I know you. Oh, there we go. Green is like a color that I can see really good. Not the shades of green, just green in general. And then sometimes, not all the time, but most of the time, I can see it. If that makes any sense. Light therapy. Hello, Evil One, by the way. Light therapy is a thing that works for some people. Been needing some of those lights for decorating. So I will tell you where I got them. I got them at Walmart. They're over in the electronics department, and I think they're like $5.88 now. But when I got them, they were actually clearancing them out. They have white ones, and then they have the color ones. I picked up as many color ones as I could, and so I got like 4 or 5 boxes that they had available, but they were like $3 when I got them. And now I guess they went over pretty good at $3, but then they jacked up the price. But Walmart, I mean, it's pretty reasonable considering that they're LEDs and they're, they stick. So you peel off the back and oops, my daughter's got her Fitbit plugged in. So, I mean, it sticks on the back. I mean, it's still very, very sticky. But yeah, they're in the electronics department, and they show, like on the box, it shows where you can set it behind your TV and it kind of glows. Or like, what's the word I'm looking for? It illuminates. Is that the word I'm looking for? Like, kind of makes your computer or your TV, your monitors and stuff kind of stand out. And I got them initially so that I could make, have the white so that it would give me more light, but that didn't work out. So, and so, yeah, but you can get them at Walmart. They're really reasonable. I picked up a different set of LED lights just like that, but they plug into the wall. They don't have the USB adapter on them. And I paid like $18, and that was in the lawn and garden area. And they're a little different. They're the same, but they're different. Like, it's still the sticky, and then let me bring this down just a hair. And then it's got all that, but it actually plugs into the outlet in the wall. You know, honestly, I don't know. I think these ones here are indoor use only. I don't have the box anymore. Let me see if it says. Yeah, it doesn't say on here, but I'm pretty sure the ones in the electronics department at Walmart, I think those are indoor only, and I'm not sure about the ones in lawn and garden. I picked the ones up in lawn and garden for our liquor cabinet. And then I put those in, and then it changes color. Hi, Tim. How you doing? So, I think they make them for outdoors, but I think those ones are pretty expensive. And I'm cheap. We're cheap. So but I do. I think this is a reasonable price. And so let's see. Have you ever heard of cognitive behavioral therapy? I always miss your streams because I seem to be working, but wanted to mention it and see if I am not familiar with that. Let me actually look it up because that's, yeah, I've heard of it, but like I've heard that term before, but I don't know anything really about it. So let me see if I can get this to. Well, what the hay bale? What happened to my... Oh, there we go. My computer's being silly. Be safe, JRKR. Have a great day. Oh, sorry. Have a good day, dear. Lynn wants to know my plaque. Yes! Okay, so this plaque here, let me get my finger up here. It says, who sprinkled the bitchy dust? And I picked that up at our flea market. The lady actually gave it to me. She used to make the signs, and then that was the only one that she had left. And my son saw it, and he started laughing. He's like, "Oh, Mom, that would be perfect for your YouTube channel." And she was like, "Oh, you have YouTube?" And I said, "Yeah, I have a YouTube channel." And I told her what it was, and she's like, "Oh, here you go." And so now it's right there. And it's usually visible when I'm doing on my own channel. When I'm on other people's channel, I usually cover up the sassy word just because I don't want it to cause any issues with anybody else's channel. It's something I need help with because my anxiety attacks have been crazy too. Is it because of what's been going on this year? Is that evil one? Is that what's triggering it? I know it is for me, just because I'm so frustrated with everything that comes with it. Hi, Raven. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. Okay. Now I wanted to see what it is. Cognitive behavioral therapy is a psychosocial intervention that aims to improve mental health. CBT focuses on challenging and changing unhelpful cognitive distortions and behaviors, improving emotional regulation, and the development of personal coping strategies that target solving current problems. Now I'm really curious because okay, so at the end of the month, I'm going and getting, I have a new doctor that I'm seeing, psychiatrist that I'm seeing. And so, it's a female. I haven't seen one in over a year because the one that I was seeing for many years, he left the place that where I was going, and then and I haven't been able to find one in our area. And so my family doctor actually last year tried to get me into this place, and I, did all the paperwork and sent it in, and they lost the paperwork. And so I have to refill out all the paperwork, send it in, and then, but my first appointment is at the end of the month. And so I'm a little nervous on it, but because I'm not on medication right now other than for my anxiety, and it's an as needed basis medication. And so I don't like taking that because it makes me fall asleep, and I mean it helps bring me down, but at the same time it makes me sleep, and that's not exactly what I want to do. And so when my anxiety kicks in, my depression kicks in, then my PTSD kicks in, or if my PTSD kicks in, then my anxiety kicks in, and then it's like this vicious circle that I hate. And so, but I was able to finally get a psychologist, and okay, I have an anxiety disorder according to docs and have to take meds for it now. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with people who need to take meds for it, because I've taken meds in the past and then they stopped working. And so now that I have a new doctor, for all that, like my regular doctor has been trying to help me until we could get me into this place. And so it's like I'm like real nervous, and then my anxiety is kicking in the closer it gets and stuff like that. It's because I don't know this person, and it's hard for me to like talk to somebody I don't know, and it takes a while for me to open up. Like my last psychologist, it was a man, and I have a really hard time with men. And then it took forever for me to be able to trust him enough to open up to him. And then the place that he was at, that I was going to, he ended up leaving there. And so let me tell you, my whole world was flipped upside down when that happened. And so my regular doctor has been trying to get me into this place. So I finally, after over a year and a half, been able to get in. And so my appointments I was supposed to have an appointment last month, but the day that I was supposed to have my appointment, I actually was having surgery to fix everything in my stomach. So oh, let me get back up here. Sometimes having a psychologist and a psychiatrist is helpful too. It is. I mean, my last doctor was really awesome. He was so patient with me, and I wasn't used to that, especially from men, and like with Tommy, he's real patient with me, and I absolutely love him for it. But outside of Tommy, it's really hard for me to, and it took a long time, and even now, and we've been together for 8 years, going on 8 years, 9 years, something like that. And it's even now, it's still hard to sit down and try to express to Tommy, you know, what I'm feeling at a particular moment. And then I get like real stressed, and then I get like real irritable, and I just like, I go and I hide in the room, or I'll pull out my phone and start reading or playing a game, because I don't know how to put into words what's going on in my head. I don't know how to express to him without sounding crabby or bitchy. And I don't want him to ever think that it's his fault, because it's not. You know, he's trying to help me. And then I get depressed, and then I get to where I start crying, and so it's all new for him. Even though we've been together for so long, it's hard for him to understand where it came from, how it started. It's hard for me to explain what triggered it. It's hard for me to explain it all. Perlini says, yep, you don't want to spend your life sleeping. Exactly. And that's all these medications seem to do to me, is make me tired. And so the one medication that I did have that worked really good only worked for 3 months. And then I started having suicidal ideation. So I had to get off of it. And so it's not fun at all. Okay. I want to make sure that it jumped on me. StreamYard jumped on me. And if I missed you in chat, please make sure that you say, hey, you forgot me. I want to make sure that I welcome you as well. Perlini says, LOL, I need one of them signs. Yeah, it's funny. You know, Joey being 14, he knew the word, but he doesn't know what it means. He just saw dust, you know, and the bitchy dust sprinkled and all that, and he just shamrock pixie. And so yeah, it fit. So, and I love it. Let's see, sometimes having, okay, we got that part. The ones that make you sleepy, you need to take at night, and the ones that make you have insomnia, you need to take in the morning. See, and they all make me tired. I take a Tylenol and it makes me tired. I don't know why that happens. No matter what type of medication I need to, you know, have to take, it makes me tired. Yeah, some anxiety meds make you drowsy, and you know, and I've tried taking them at night. If it makes me tired during the day, and it just makes me tired all the time. So it's no fun. Oh, it jumped again. Okay. Denise says, my hubby has PTSD. Yeah, I don't enjoy it. Not that anybody would enjoy it. It's certain things just trigger it, and it could be the simplest thing as just a picture flash, you know, of something. And like when I'm doing my thumbnails for this, or for, you know, the mental health and stuff like that, you know, I have to be very careful when I am going through the pictures for mental health, especially with the domestic abuse thumbnails that I do, because that's what caused this whole mess in the first place. And so that's why I have PTSD, is domestic abuse. I am a domestic abuse survivor. For the longest time, I felt like a victim, and being scared constantly, and, you know, knowing what caused that, it was hard for me. And then I was like, you know what, I need to, and some days, let me tell you, I still feel like a victim. It's not 100%, but mentally I try to tell myself, and out loud I try to tell myself and remind myself that I survived. And so and that's why my anxiety is so bad. I have a fear of people. I get on here and a lot of people don't realize, but I'm not face to face with people. I guess you can say while doing, this is like my documentary of how my progression of my mental health and my PTSD and anxiety and everything. When I'm out in public, I mean, you can ask Rebecca. She's been with me, and I'm constantly looking over my shoulder. I get shaky, and it's by myself. Even though we've been in this town 7, 8 years, there are still times where I have to have somebody with me. I go and I on the days that I am able to go by myself out in public is a good day for me. Granted, I'm still not constantly looking over my shoulder, stuff like that, but on days that I can go to the post office and drop off packages for Tommy, go to the grocery store by myself, that's a big accomplishment for me. It doesn't always last. Most of the time, Tommy still has to come with me, or the kids have to come with me. Rebecca has had to come with me. When she was here, I was like, let's go, let's go, and it's, those days I'm like so happy that I was able to do it. And then I get really down on the rest of the days that I can't do it. So I try so hard to look at the days where, see, you were able to do it this day. Now let's see if we can get it to do it the next day and the next day, and it's hard. It's really hard. I got those nerves. I got those nerves too because it's something you have to warm up to. Yeah. And going live every Saturday, or going live on Saturdays that I can, let me tell you, my anxiety is high. I shake. You guys probably don't see it. I get itchy, like I start to scratch because my nerves. I take lots of drinks, my coffee and stuff. It's crazy, and to live with that every single day. A lot of times I'm able to hide it, but not all the time. And so I try real hard every day to make it a good day. And and then with the surgery too, last year with the spleen, it really, like, mentally really messed me up. To know that I went 39 years with a birth defect that almost took me in seconds, and then now I have body issues. Like I've always been a big girl. I could deal with it. Yeah, I wanted to lose weight, this and that. But now I have some pretty nasty scars from my surgery. And then, so now when I don't want to get dressed in front of Tommy. I don't I want to have the light off in the bathroom when I take a shower. I don't want to look at it. And it sucks. And I never had that, for the most part. I never had that problem until the spleen. Pretend like you're there talking with us, just trying to help. I will try that. I'll see what if that will help, because that's actually a really good idea. Denise said, I think that comes from PTSD because my hubby and I have been married for 32 years and he still has a hard time with that. My communication skills, let me tell you, my communication skills are not the best. when I'm trying to, like, I have this stuff up here, okay? And I know what I'm going to say. And then when it goes from here to here, it sometimes doesn't make sense. I mess it up. And that's another reason why I'm like, I hope that makes sense, you know? It's, and I'll lose my train of thought a lot. You know, if Tommy's not here, or if my aunt's doesn't pop in and kind of kick me in the booty to keep me on track, I have a lot of squirrel moments. And so, sorry, adjusting. Raven, I have tried writing it down, and then I lose the paper, and I don't do, or I'll lose the notebook. And so I've never really been good at keeping a journal or anything like that. Keeping a journal for that purpose is good for some people. Yeah, I've never been good at keeping a journal. Even growing up, I was never good at keeping a journal. I found some old journals from when I was younger, and let me tell you, I do good for a week or two, and then there would be nothing. Then I do good for, a couple days, and then nothing. And then, it was very sporadic, and that's why I plan out a couple weeks ahead for the mental health chats, safe place, because otherwise I would be even more sporadic at this. And I'm trying to keep myself held reliable to do this for not just me, but for other people too. And so once I get to the last one that I have scheduled, then I'll go and I'll schedule a couple more weeks out and then go from there. Otherwise, because I tried it the other way last year when I first came out about my mental health and started doing this, I would try to be consistent, but then I would forget, or I just wouldn't feel like it, so I just stopped. And I'd only do it every once in a while. And so it's just easier this way. Keep myself in check with what I really want to do. And so I think I just totally brain farted, but I apologize for that. I always thought having a significant other would help me psychologically and help me have someone to share things with, but sometimes I wonder, not everybody, I'm going to be honest, not everybody can handle being with somebody who has mental health struggles. And it's not their fault. They just aren't they just don't know how to deal with it. And that's okay, because everybody's different. There are times where I know that Tommy doesn't know how to react, doesn't know how to deal with mental health struggles that I have. But he tries. And not everybody is able to do that. So, and then there are people that, they are preyed on by other people because they do have mental health struggles. So they're like, I can take advantage of this situation. And that's where a lot of gaslighting comes into play. I just actually talked to somebody this past week who is going through trying to heal from gaslighting. And so I'm hoping that what I shared with her some articles. I'm hoping that helps. And at this point, I can only do so much. And after that, it's on her. and I can still be here to support. If she has any questions, I can help her that way, but I can't be the person to force her to make that first step. That's on her. And I don't know if that sounds mean or cruel. I just gave her the direction that she needed to go, and now she has to move forward on which direction she wants to go in. I can follow my patterns in my writing. That's cool. I don't know if I ever had, like, I did attempt to write a book. I was almost done. And then my ex smashed my computer and I lost it. I was like one chapter away from it being done. And I am not, and that was 13, 14 years ago. And maybe even less, maybe a little bit less, or less than that. I'm trying to think. How many have been together for 8? Maybe 11 years ago, 12 years ago, something like that. I don't know. I know it was at least 10 plus years ago. And I have not been able to, it discouraged me so bad that I have not been able to finish it. I started it and I've redone it probably about 6 times. The opening alone. And then I get frustrated and I can't do it. And so, but that's about the extent of my writing that I'm able to do at this point. I want to get myself to where my normal is so that I can go and finish my book, so I can go and be productive and not have my mental health weighing me down so much. Hey, Emily, how you doing? I know there's a lot of chat and I'm behind. I apologize, but I am getting there. I promise. Hey, Glenn, welcome, welcome. New Vision, hello, hello. Emily says, yeah, it does. PTS sucks. And so true about anything triggering it. Go very easy on your spouse. Be incredibly gentle and don't do anything suddenly or anything to startle them when they are triggered. Yeah, and that's the one thing that I can say about Tommy is, like, when most of the time he doesn't even realize that it's a PTSD or, that's triggered my anxiety, because I don't know how to tell him. I don't know how to explain to him what I'm going through. I've never been able to do that. And he is so gentle. There are times where I'll lay down and I like this close to my side of the bed, the edge of the bed. And then other times I'm like right up against his back. And he's like, can you move back some? You're pushing me off the bed. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't try to do that, but there's just some nights are easier than others. And some nights it's like, I feel safer if I'm like right up against his back, because I know that, nothing's going to get me. And I should feel that every day that nothing's going to get me, but it's not like that. It's really not like that. If I'm ready, then where are those people that want to love me? Did I miss something? It's all about getting healthy for yourself and having someone else to enhance, not complete your life. I look at it this way, Evil One. The right person is going to come along. We just have to learn patience. And I know it's lonely, but they will come around. They will show up. And for all you know, it could be somebody you already know. You just have to get yourself in a place where your normal is level, because everybody's normal is level, or everybody's normal is different. And when you have, okay, so I had to explain this to my mom because my mom didn't understand it. And so when she took me 2 weeks ago to the doctor, her and I were talking. And so this is what I've been told when it comes to mental health. Okay. So everybody has a normal. Okay. And I hope this makes sense because it made sense to me, but I'm hoping that I explain it better. Okay. So here's most people's normal. Okay. Here's the base. Here's the normal. Okay. Or what we would classify normal. When you have mental health struggles, okay, so you got the graph here, okay, so you have this, and then all of a sudden something triggers PTSD, anxiety, and you go through, or your mental health starts to deteriorate, and you end up having mental health struggles. So you go up, like you shoot off the chart. So what the doctors are trying to do is they're trying to bring you back down to because you'll never be this normal again. Once you're just never going to be that way. And so what doctors try to do is bring you down to a comfortable normal for yourself personally and try to keep you at that. So if your normal was here and then your mental health kicked in, now they're going to try to bring you back down because it's already gone up. And I feel like I'm confusing everybody, and I'm not trying to, I promise. So what they try to do is they try to give you a new base normal with your mental health struggles, or with your mental health. And so in doing so, that way you can function and you can not be so scared and not let your mental health define everything that's around you. I hope that makes sense. I really hope that makes sense. And so right now for me, my mental health normal is not where it should be. It's like way off the charts. And so my doctor wants to bring me back down to where my normal mental health level would be. And so the search of significant. Okay. Yeah. I will highlight that here in a second. Grounding techniques work very well activating the prefrontal cortex. You won't go in a direction and find purpose elsewhere. You will find other people doing what you are doing to fulfill you. Right. But overall, Evelyn, singleness is just hard, and I'm with you. Yeah, being single really is not fun, but at the same time, it gives you an opportunity to get yourself to where you need to be, for sure. I don't think I could anymore. I am scared to go into a store anymore. I have not been in Walmart or food stores in months because I don't want to get. Yeah, and that's me and Rebecca have talked about that, and for the longest time I was there, not because of getting sick, just because I was so terrified that, I was in hiding for 4 years. 4 years, because I was so scared that my ex was going to find me, because he threatened it so many times. And then I moved repeatedly because of the fact that he was able to tell my best friend at the time where I was living. Like, he could describe the inside of my place. And so I would have to move. She talked to him to protect me. Okay. And so she would come and she would help me move and stuff like that. And it was a struggle. And I don't have to worry about that so much now, because I know that if he were to show up, Tommy would deal with it. I would never have to deal with it again. I'm never going to be alone in that situation. So I'm very thankful for that part. All the women seem to be taken. It's getting harder and harder to meet people besides online, and I had a lot of bad experiences dating online. Hopefully I won't be single for another 10 years. Tommy and I met online. We met on meetme.com, and it was myyearbook.com. And we decided we were only going to be friends. Well, we ended up meeting up after months of talking. I was having a very bad night. He stayed on the phone with me, and then he passed the phone around to all his friends and his brother and stuff, and then he'd get back on the phone with me, and then he asked if I wanted to come hang out, and so me and my friend went to go hang out with him that night after, because we got off the phone about 7 o'clock in the morning, and then we met up with him, and then we left that night dating. We just hit it off perfectly, and it doesn't always turn out that way. It was just, I look at it as it was meant to be, and boy, did he have a roller coaster ride to deal with. That's for sure. That's the thing about body image, is very real with PTSD. I have that too. Yeah, I never really, like, the scars that I had before are nothing compared to what I have now. And granted, those ones were very traumatic that I got, but I never really felt like I had a body image issue until my spleen. And so now my spleen has triggered the PTSD in a different way. So if I go to change, I got this 12 plus inch scar down the front of me. And then I have, thank God though, that this new surgery that I just had to fix 3 hernias, and then the opening in my stomach from my spleen surgery. I'm glad that they went through the scar for my spleen, and that's 4 inches. But I look at it and I'm just like disgusted, and I'm like, well, I wouldn't want to look at me either, and you get this fear that if you were to change in front of your significant other, that they're going to be very disgusted by you, and so you like hide. And I was never really embarrassed in front of Tommy before. Now I'm embarrassed. I don't want to change in front of him. I don't want to get, it's just, it's crazy. Hello, dear.
Oh.
I am way behind in chat, so I do apologize again. Let me see if I can catch up a little bit.
There we go. Oh.
Emily and Evil One are talking back and forth. Aw, thank you, Emily. Says you're amazing, just saying. Rebecca says we are a handful, Des, and I am a lot like Tommy and Tony. Oh, yeah, Tommy and Tony are. So Tony is Rebecca's husband, and they have a lot to talk about when it comes between me and Rebecca. They're always chit-chatting. I'm trying to think. Okay, I think I got caught up. Oh, Emily says, I literally just tell my hubby, that I feel disgusting and fat, and that helps me to get it out. Haha, that's the thing. Like, I know it's not, but I can't snap out of it. It's so weird. See, and that's the thing with me too. I was 285 pounds, And I still look at myself as 285 pounds, even though when I step on that scale, that number is not 285 pounds. But mentally, I'm stuck at that weight. When I look in the mirror, I see that size. So when I go to put on a smaller shirt than what I wore at 285 pounds, it like blows my mind that I fit into it and it's baggy on me, like a large or an extra large. They're baggy on me, and I'm just like, huh, I think I stretched it out too much, or it kind of, I don't know, it's like one of those weird things. I did see, hi, Lady Long Junk, welcome. And anybody else that I may have missed, please put yourself in the chat and say, hey, you forgot me. I want to be able to say hi to you. So how are you, Heather?
I think I have more personality today than last week.
You have more personality than you did.
No
I think you were
guarantee.
just fine last week.
And last week I'm trying to remember what the heck was going on. I think I didn't get a whole lot. I was like up really late or something. Well, I'm always up really late. But
Oh,
so no, I'm doing okay. Nothing major that's changed since last weekend.
Tommy and Dwayne were on last night chit-chatting. I don't know what time. I don't remember. I looked at the clock to see what time Tommy came to bed, but I don't remember. But I know they were on for a long time talking about motorcycles.
Yeah.
I told Tommy last night, I said, I know you don't get out very often. He gets to go fishing, stuff like that. But he doesn't have any friends in this neighborhood, like in our town.
Yeah, we don't need, well, we know a couple of neighbors.
Yeah, and we know some people, but we don't know. Hi, Mary, welcome. Yes, put a purple heart in chat to support domestic abuse survivors.
That this month
this
or
month. Yep,
okay.
it is this month. And there, I put mine in. Yeah, that's this month. I got a notification. I was going to talk about that earlier, and then got sidetracked. And the Purple Heart, because it's the purple ribbon for domestic abuse, and so to bring awareness and stuff like that. And so when I saw the Purple Heart today, I was like, I love that, because that's showing people who survived domestic abuse that they're not alone and they are supported and loved. So I don't have Purple Heart.
Absolutely.
Go into the little smiley. I don't know if you're on your phone, Denise, or if you're on your computer. If you're on your computer, in the chat portion, there's a little smiley face. You click on that, and then you type in heart, and then
Okay, that's what I'm trying to do right now.
yeah, it'll show you a bunch of different. Here, let me do it this way. This might help too. Okay, this one. Okay, so let's try that out. Okay, so
Man, mine is not being
this is gonna be kind
cooperative.
of weird. Okay, so over here in your chat, you have this little smiley face here. You click on that. Then you go over here. Oh, I'm making it really weird, and I apologize, people. You type heart, and then you got all these different color hearts that come up. On your phone, okay, so on your phone, it's a little different. There you go. Or you can just copy and I don't know if you can copy or whatnot, but like on your phone, let me get this up here. So I'll just let me do this. Okay. So on your phone, when you bring up your chat box like this, you'll see the smiley face, and then it brings up all your emojis. And you guys can all see which ones I use the most, which are the 4 top ones. And then, so, and you can do it that way too.
I finally.
Evil one said, I can't keep up with all these causes online. And that's okay. That's okay. Whichever ones you are comfortable with and you're able to follow is cool. It's cool. Perlini says, we don't know our neighbors, which is okay with me. Same here. I mean, when they stop and they talk, we talk. We're not rude or anything like that. But Tommy doesn't have friends in our area. All his friends that, he knows, are really close with, they live 3 hours away. And so I keep telling them, the last couple of weeks I've been telling them, hey, go hang out with Dwayne and them. Go hang out with the boys. Go have a real conversation with other guys. That's what you need. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about, if I need you, I'll let you know. And so I'm very, very thankful that him and Dwayne are hanging out, even though it's on video chat.
I have a theory on getting to know neighbors. My own personal, I don't know, creed or something. Would you like to hear it?
Yes.
So, where we used to live in Davis County, Dwayne was born there, and I had lived there since junior high. I'd lived in several houses in the area, but I was still in that general area. So anyway, Dwayne's parents have been in the same house since 1980. Their house is even paid off. How many people do you know have that?
But not many.
But so a lot of places we lived, like the first house we bought, half the people in the neighborhood Dwayne or I went to high school with. And so it was really just kind of an extension of high school, which wasn't good. And because we were in our 20s. But then a guy that Dwayne went to high school with and his wife moved in. They were just a couple of houses up from us. We still keep in touch a bit. But I had told the wife, everyone on the street and their gossip. I knew it. Not necessarily because I wanted to, but that's just how it was. And later she told me that she thought, okay, I'll take what Heather said into consideration, but I'm gonna make up my own, my mind, which is totally cool. I'd want someone to do that. And then she got to know people, and then she's like, "Yep, Heather was right." So, and then we were there for 11 years. On average, I lived somewhere like 2.5, 3 years is all. And over the course of 11 years, the houses kept changing owners, and they were all young couples because it was considered a starter neighborhood. And so I couldn't tell anybody apart after a while. They just all looked like conservative white Mormons to me. And so with little kids, which Utah has a lot of really cute little kids. But so then when we moved out here, I thought, I am going to take my time getting to know my neighbors, because the longer it takes for me to get to know them, the longer it's going to be until I hate them. This is my theory. So I have taken my time. I wave to everyone. Like you said, if someone's walking by, if I'm on a walk, stop chit chat. I have gone to a few church things, but yeah, I'm just taking my time because I don't want to end up hating someone.
You know, and that's the thing. You know, it's not that. Now, let me tell you, I despised the people that lived on the corner. I didn't like them. They were not good. They were not good people at all. And Tommy used to tell me, "Why are you watching them?" I'm like, "Hey,
How could I
let kids go outside. Like, come on now. When you got 30, 40, 50 cars coming in and out of your driveway, come on. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to know what's going on." So, yes, I'm
not?
going to watch. And I used to
They're
complain
selling
about it all the
something.
time. I did. I used to complain about it all the time. They, like, really, really, really messed with my mental health. And I should never have let it happen.
Oh,
But it was a
no, I get
trigger for
you.
me. They were a trigger for me. And
The
so
worst. Have you ever lived in a trailer park?
when I was little,
That is the worst, living in a trailer park.
see, the trailer park that we lived in Florida when that I remember was fun. Like, I don't remember, but I guess I was a kid. Like, I was
Yeah.
really little. You know, I mean, we learned how to ride our bikes in the trailer park,
Yeah,
you
because
know.
after we lost our house before we bought this place, we were in a trailer park for a little while,
But
and it was awful.
but I guess you can look at it this way too. Trailer parks are not what they used to be either back, from way back then till now.
I
You
didn't
know,
even know how to pick out a tweaker before we lived there.
I didn't know how to do that either here until we
And
moved here.
um and it was the bottom line to it, because we have horror story after horror story. I've been in this house longer than I was there, and I don't have any horror stories. But when you're surrounded by 1,500 miserable people, because that's what I figured how many people lived there. Just kind of averaged it out. 1,500 miserable people. The energy is depressing. Because nobody says when I grow up I want to live in a trailer park. No one says that. Trailer parks are like where you go to, that's, if you're, don't work really hard, that's, kind of the last stop motel there.
See, okay, so I remember two trailer parks that we ever lived in my whole life. Okay. The first one was Tall Pines in Spring Hill. I think it was Spring Hill, Florida. It was in Florida. Okay. The second one was down the road. Both of them were very clean. They were
Oh,
very,
ours was too. Yeah,
uh,
very.
oh,
It
maybe
was
there were
well.
three.
Ours was well cared for.
Yeah, maybe it was three because I remember my grandpa and three different trailer park type places. Okay, but they were very clean. They were very well taken care of. I don't ever remember there being cops. I don't ever remember. Not saying that there wasn't, but I
Mm-hmm.
mean, me and my brothers and my uncles. Okay, so I have uncles that are way younger than me, and so let's see. My one uncle is 7 years younger than me, and the other one is 8 or 9 years younger than me. And we used to ride bike and stuff like that. I mean, granted, they were babies, and I push them in the strollers and stuff like that. But me and my brothers and my uncles, we used to ride bike, and they I, everywhere, everywhere. We didn't have to worry about anything because our parents knew we were in the trailer park, and we would just ride around, ride around, ride around, and so nowadays you can't do that because the cops are there all the time. And I mean, we have a scanner page that I follow. Probably not the smartest thing for me mentally to do, but I like to know when the fire trucks go out. Why are they going out?
Oh,
You know.
we every week we had fire truck.
Yeah. See, I don't ever remember that happening. I remember there being one
Paramedics
day.
and police and the people who were watched our street were the tweakers at the end of the street because they didn't sleep, and We had the
Oh, wow.
opportunity to share even when we didn't know we were sharing. And management would get after you for anything, everything, just ridiculousness. No, I don't. We left that, and I have not missed it at all. So a big difference between the first neighborhood we lived in and this neighborhood, which living in a brand new house was awesome. But but like I said, everyone, the average person, we were there right at the power curve. The average person was in their mid to late 20s, had a couple of kids.
Mm-hmm.
And this street is built in the 70s, and I really don't care for living in a house that's about 50 years old because it was kept up, but there's just, like, we need to put a new sewer line in every street. Or every house in the street has either already done it or needs to do it, because they were, I don't know, they're rotting or something, whatever. But the one really nice thing is people here, when you have neighbors that are a little bit older and they've lived on their street, they know each other. I guess they can either become really gossiping or they're just secure in who they are and they live in their space. Like, I had neighbors on both sides of me apologize for, the junk in their driveways. And I just said, you know what? I don't even notice it. I don't worry about other people's problems. If you have a fridge that needs to be hauled off in your driveway, I am not going to judge because I just don't care.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I don't remember any of that stuff.
Because, yeah, none of it's nasty. It's just people living in their space.
Yeah, like, so now, and it probably sounds very judgmental, but now I'm like, I wish that people who own their properties would clean them up a little bit.
Don't come to see mine because it has great room for improvement. Unless you want to do.
No, I'm not talking about lived in. I'm talking about a full-blown junkyard.
Well, okay, yeah. There are limits.
Garbage everywhere.
Yeah.
And
We do not have that going on. We have some impressive weeds that really need to be.
That's nature. I'm talking about.
By the time the people that lived here, they'd had this house for like over 30 years, and they were actually just moving to a house with a different reconfiguration. And but he was retired. And so the yard has way too much going on, and I don't care about yard work. Dwayne claims to. But yeah, we really need to simplify our yard because it was once beautiful and now it's ugly. And like, Dwayne will mow the lawn. I'll go out and pull weeds once in a while. I have a window to my front yard right here, and I look out there, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, we're like the embarrassment of the street.
Well, but there's a difference between having weeds and stuff in your yard and it being a complete junkyard, like garbage junkyard. Like, I don't mind car junkyards. That's fine with me.
Oh, that's the neighbors to the west.
Tommy's dad owned a junkyard. I would have been so fine with it. That has to do with cars, that's different. I'm talking garbage junk.
Yeah, that's not good.
And you drive on the back roads around here, and it is a beautiful county. It really is. But there's a lot of lawns, a lot of properties that are nothing but garbage everywhere.
That's too bad.
And it actually, like, makes me upset that, they have this beautiful property that they could do whatever they want with it, and they choose it to be a garbage junkyard.
Yeah.
Like, I would have fairy gardens everywhere and frogs, and I'd have it all decked out, and I have a little front yard compared to some people, and I try to cram as much as possible in there, but make it look nice, not over. Like I don't want it to like look messy. So I have like this section is for this, and this section is for this, and this section is for that. I I don't know. It drives me nuts. Emily said the same principle with dating can be applied to friends. Find someone to enhance your life. Meetup app is great. Join a group for poetry or writing or art. Meet friends there. Speaking to myself. Tommy talks to himself a lot. I'm going to just throw this out there. And when I ask him what he's talking about, he's like, he'll start singing. He talks to himself because there is no one to talk to. Like he'll start singing that to me. And I'm like, oh, really? You know, he's messing with me, but let me tell you, he does it all the time. And I think it's just so that he can sing that song. I
don't even know what it is, and I'm thinking I'm okay, but I don't know what it is.
And they were talking about Chris Farley in chat. And where have y'all ever watched Trailer Park Boys?
I never have. No, but I do know what the movie.
Bad. So, okay. Chris Farley is from Wisconsin. Okay.
Is he?
He is from Wisconsin. Tommy has actually met and hung out with him at some parties when he was still alive. And in high school, I dated his cousin.
Oh, funny. That's really wild. That's really, really
But he
wild.
is from our area. Well, Milwaukee and, you know, that area. Tommy knew Chris Farley before Chris Farley became
Chris Farley.
Chris Farley. You know,
hey, Tommy, that's my brother-in-law. He went to high school with the lead guitar of Journey, because in San Francisco. We lived in California when I was a kid.
That's cool. Yeah. So Tommy, your claim to fame, or oh wow, your claim to fame, Pixie. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I just.
You know what? The best Chris Farley piece ever was the one when he was dancing with Patrick Swayze.
Oh yeah. So the trailer or the band by the where is Tommy when I need him? So he's very famous on Saturday Night Live for doing the skit with living down by the river in the van. And I know I'm messing that up. I'm horrible reciting that. But Tommy knew that saying before it became popular in Saturday Night Live. Told the, you know, all the guys that were hanging out and stuff like that, that he was trying out for Saturday Night Live, and they were like, cool. And so Tommy was there right at the beginning and before he became Chris Farley, who everybody knows. You know, they hung out, partied, and hey, you know, it's pretty cool. But I really, really like Chris Farley. I did not know that I was dating his cousin until after he passed, is when I found out. I knew the last name was the same, but you
didn't know the relation.
I didn't know the relation, and then I found out they were cousins, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Kind of. I'm like, you know, I seen him one time in my life, and yeah, that was it. Tommy.
Speaking of people from the past of dating, I had this dream about a boyfriend of mine as a teenager. And I woke up with like...
I didn't mean to swear.
But, you know, when you have like these these weird dreams, people from the past, and it's like, why? Why is my brain still have them wandering around?
Okay, so the school that I went to before we moved to Wisconsin, to this day, I still have dreams quite a few times a month of that school.
Isn't it crazy?
I'm 40 years old and still dream of my school. Back when I
Yeah.
was in elementary school.
Yeah,
Before we moved to
I'm in
Wisconsin.
school sometimes, and if it's has friends that I still am in contact with, then I'll like, text them and like tell them about my dreams. Especially one friend in particular, I'm always telling him about the bizarre dreams of back in the day that I had that were just weird, because all my dreams are weird. Chaos is always happening in them. What is it that you're reading?
Okay, so she got frustrated. her chat, but what I'm understanding from what she's saying is that before her dad passed, my dad, who has passed, always told me. Okay, so her dad, before he passed, used to tell her to have a good friend, you have to be a good neighbor, good friend / neighbor.
Yeah.
Simple, but it's true, right? And sometimes I just don't want to be a good neighbor. I just want to leave me alone.
Yeah. No, like I said, the first house we had, oh my gosh. We got the police called on us once because Dwayne was working in the garage, and at 10, he was out there cutting PVC pipes for the sprinkler system. Because I said it was a brand new neighborhood, and so I poked my head out the door and I was like, "Hey, it's 10." And so he's like, "Okay," and he stopped what he was doing and cleaning up, and he was out there pushing the broom when a cop came walking up the driveway, shaking his head. And he's like, "Sorry, man, got a phone call at, 3 minutes after 10." And Dwayne's like, "Well, I stopped at 10 and, with the cutting, and I'm just cleaning up." And the cop, thought it was just as ridiculous as we did. But that's the kind of crap we put up with for 11 years. Yes, that is what you really, it doesn't matter who made the call, you just start to hate everyone.
Yeah.
And I told one neighbor goodbye, and I told him that he was my favorite neighbor. This was the guy right across the street. And he said, "Because I mind my own business." And I said, "You know it."
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, that's exactly why he was. I'd see him, stop, chit chat a bit.
Well, and I couldn't mind my own business when it came to the people on the corner. I was so thankful that they moved when they did, because it was like mentally really messing me up. And so, Tommy, like, "Get away from the window." He'd be like, "Stop it." And I'm like, "I can't. My kids play out there. I need to make sure that these wackadoos are not doing anything stupid in our yard where our kids could get hurt, And
there was another guy who was a meth peddler, and I'd stop, talk with him, knew his daughter, and I had, I asked him, like, "You do meth?" And he's like, "A little." And I looked at his meth bugs, and I'm like, "Whatever," because, like I said, by then I knew, but
just a little, huh?
And but I don't know if he ever asked if I was going to turn him in, or if he knew that I knew him well enough that I didn't give. That's the state of mind I was in. I didn't even freaking care that my neighbor sold meth. He had a full-time job, but he still didn't make enough money to make ends meet, and doing the whole state assistance was too much work, so he just sold meth to subsidize his income. And I was like, "Whatever, man. I don't give a shit. I live in a trailer park," and
Wow.
At that moment in life, I think I had just given up so far that it didn't even matter.
Right. Mary said, "Okay, guess I have better wash all the ash off my car."
Where does Mary?
Is that in Colorado, or is that still in California?
I was gonna say California.
Yeah, because I just saw something earlier on Instagram where Colorado's got
But
fire.
don't waste too much water washing the ash off your cars. You get in trouble for wasting water. I lived in California.
Oh boy.
Put your car on your lawn so that. Yeah. Yeah.
An evil one says, speaking of yard decorations, what are your Halloween plans? I do a live every Halloween.
Do you?
I do. Since I started, this will be my second year. So I can't say every Halloween, but I do a live on Halloween. It's one of my favorite times of year. Second favorite time of year is Halloween. First time is St. Patrick's Day. But I do a lot of those two holidays. The rest of them, well, I mean, they're holidays, but they're not my favorite holidays in the world. But so I will be having a live. I have to set it up yet, but going live on my channel here for Halloween this year, which now I got to look and see what day exactly the 31st is. It's a Saturday in 2 weeks. So I got to get that set up.
My least favorite holiday is Christmas. I do not like Christmas.
I think that's Tommy's least favorite time of year because it's his birthday as well.
Then,
So I started, when I found out that it was his birthday, I actually, in the morning we celebrate Christmas, and then in the afternoon we celebrate all his birthdays.
He was born on the 25th?
Yep.
Aha.
Yep. So he is a Christmas baby, and so I split it up so that, we do all our Christmas stuff in the morning, and then once noon hits, it's all about his birthday. And so, I made him his first birthday cake because he didn't have that. And
oh, wow.
Yeah, and so it is a tradition every year. And I told him as long as we're together, and even if we ever did split up, he'd still have where at noon he would have a birthday cake in that evening for his birthday. Not that we wanted to split up because he's stuck together. So.
And well, actually, it's Dwayne's birthday is January 12th. And so it's like, well, I already spend my money on on Christmas. But and then our daughter-in-law, her birthday is the 23rd of January, and then our son is the 24th of January. So she is 1 year and a day older than our son and our daughter-in-law. So
you have a lot of birthdays. What I'm assuming.
So and mine and Dwayne's anniversary is in January, and it's just like, well, we're out of money. And then Valentine's comes up. Whatever. I don't know. I'm not.
So February. That's like for us in February. So our anniversary is the 9th of February. Then it's Valentine's Day, and then it's my birthday.
And so
the 20th. So he's got 3 holidays.
When I've told Dwayne, he doesn't have to do anything major for me for Valentine's, but he at least has to acknowledge it. I'll have to remind him of this on February 13th of every year for the rest of my life. But
Tommy forgets my birthday. Like
Dwayne doesn't forget.
I usually have to remind him. Okay, it's February. You got 3 important dates this month, and he'd be like, "Nah."
No, Dwayne doesn't forget dates.
Tommy does, but I think because he's got so much going on in his head, and he's always thinking, and always
Dwayne's that way.
And I think that's the one. Yeah, he's always, something's always going on in his brain. You can always see the wheels turning, even when he's sleeping. And let me tell you, when he's sleeping, it is the funniest thing. I know he's not having a good dream when he does this in his sleep.
Interesting. He body blocks and he sleep.
He crosses his arms.
Yeah, that's for body blocking.
Yeah, To the wall. To the wall.
That is really funny.
And I'm like, he's got some intense dreaming going on there.
Dwayne always ends up spread eagle, and I even took a picture so he could see.
Why are you talking about me like that?
And and then the dog, I don't know how the dog does it. The dog weighs 7 pounds, and he ends up taking up the whole center of the bed.
That's what our cat does. So the cat, she's been real lovey-dovey lately towards me. Usually, she'll walk in front of me, or she'll pop down, and she'll attack my feet. She'll bite my feet. She hasn't been doing that since I had my surgery this time around. Thank God, because I would be so mad. But she's been very, very lovable. Aww.
Yeah, he looks like he's a sweet dog. He sleeps in our room, but he's on the floor because he's a hot body, so he has his bed on the floor.
Yeah, I've tried that with Gabby.
But
somebody's calling.
But Charlie, the poodle, like I said, he's 7 pounds and he sleeps on the bed.
Yeah, Emily says that I have my kids and we are all doing cool glow in the dark face paint.
Fun.
Nice. That's awesome. That's awesome.
We don't really get that many trick-or-treaters on the street. I think it's because they do the trunk or treat down at the church. I don't know. Since I don't have little kids anymore, I try to give as little thought as possible to holidays. Any holiday. Yeah, Dwayne says any holiday. Yeah, we like Thanksgiving, but
so my chat keeps jumping on me, so I'm just gonna go through and kind of pull out.
Oh, look at that Raven birthday shirt.
Yeah, I'm glad that I don't have a Christmas birthday. Birthday with Tommy. I couldn't. Or Christmas. I couldn't do it either. So, but that's pretty cool that you guys share the same birthday. I bet you that's competitive. Who gets the best gift, or who gives the best gift, huh? 3 people on our street have died from gang-related stuff. Oh, stay safe. Horrible. That is horrible. Perlini says her daughter is in February too for her birthday. That's cool. Let's see. We should do a Bah Humbug party for Christmas. We'll do that on your channel. On your channel.
No, actually,
it's not that I don't like Christmas. It's just it's Christmas, you know.
This last Christmas was actually enjoyable. I think this has been the first one in years that I'd actually enjoyed. We stopped at the in-laws and said hi, and then we went up to my son's. He's an hour away. And we drank, and we watched Die Hard.
Those are, okay, so today is, like I said, is kind of a lazy day, and I know we're almost at 2 hours again. It's a lazy day today. But this year, no, what was I saying? Okay, so today is a lazy day. Christmas usually isn't fun for me. We don't celebrate Christmas on Christmas except for here in the house. You know, we get the kids some gifts and then they open them. That's the end of Christmas for us. So it's not like a really big deal. I focus more on Tommy's birthday on that day. And so we celebrate Christmas with the family outside of the house at the beginning of December. And this year should be cool. I'm excited because this year my dad's got me. Everybody else has had him for years now. And I kept getting skipped. And I was like, Mom, how come I haven't been able to get Dad for Christmas? You know, everybody else gets him. Why can't he have me one year? Like, share here, people. And so, yeah, so it was pretty funny. So this year she rigged it so that he got me this year. So I was like, yay! So this would be fun. Dad gives the best gifts. Let me just say, Dad gives the best gifts.
That's cool.
Everybody. And so, like, my mom will get me jewelry that sometimes I can't wear because it doesn't react very well to my
I
skin.
don't wear much jewelry
And
at all.
then I have, it's more for the kids than it is for us adults, but it's fun when we're able to do the secret Santa type thing, although it's never a secret. We always end up knowing who's got who. And my brother had me for 2 years, and he got me a proud sister of a firefighter shirt. Let me tell you, that was an awesome gift. I wear that sucker. I actually have worn it so much that I misplaced it. But I love that shirt. It's one of my favorite shirts. And then he got me something else that had to do with the fire department because that's what we grew up. Our dad was a fireman and stuff like that. And so it's just what we grew up with. So I'm very much a supporter of the fire department. And I have family there in the police department, and I support them as well. But the fire department is where my heart is, besides Ireland. When I pass away, some of my ashes are going to go to Ireland. But that's one of the causes that I'm very for, because they have to, they have to pay for everything out of pocket now. It's not like it used
that's
to be.
insane.
Yeah,
That's horrible.
they have to do fundraisers and stuff like that throughout the year to cover a lot of the stuff that they get.
That should be covered with taxes.
Yeah, but it's not
Absolutely
always
ridiculous.
yeah. And then let's see.
I guess like school teachers.
Perlini, sorry. Perlini said, "Oh my God, watching Just Me Kathy's dumpster diving, seeing all the unopened candy and stuff those stores throw away, unreal."
Yeah.
Tommy and I were just talking about that, and that was crazy. But what she does with it is awesome. When she finds that stuff, she puts it in which I got to get a hold of her because I'm curious to know how that works. The little open food pantry thing that she puts all that stuff in. I don't know if that's something that she built or somebody else built and she just stocks. Curious on how that works because I'm not sure. They started locking up our dumpsters 30 plus years ago, so no dumpster diving here. I can't honestly. Let me think here. In our town, most of the dumpsters are locked, except for Napa. And Tommy's got it worked out to where when they throw boxes away, he just goes over, Jaslyn jumps in the dumpster and gets all the boxes out. He's got something worked out with them with that. But yeah, it's crazy seeing all that stuff. Almost makes me feel like, why am I paying for stuff when I see what people throw away? Yeah, exactly. Oh yes, I love Kathy. We all do. She's amazing, and she's grown so quickly with what she does, and she doesn't show her face, which is awesome.
Most everything I own is secondhand.
Oh, Dwayne. My fat body would get into the dumpster, but not out. That's why I don't climb in. I'd get stuck. I'm too short to get into a dumpster. Too short. And then I did see something in here about, was Dwayne doing dishes or something?
He's going up. Oh, he's going up to see his family at his parents' cabin. So he's making potato salad.
To
go.
Fun. Oh, are you alive? I'm still alive. Are you okay? Well, yeah, you can eat, but you had your chores done. Go get your chores done. We have a duck in our house upstairs because
Is she doing better?
she likes being inside. She likes being in her cage that we got her.
Good.
Want to come out. We literally have to force her to come out. But she goes outside and she goes and she lays on Shiloh's grave.
Well, that's way sad.
Yep. And so we try. So Jasmine will go out there periodically throughout the day and check on her and get her to move around. And then other times you'll see her and she'll be laying in the spot where he passed away, where he died. And so she'll be sitting there. We haven't had the heart to take his feathers, all his feathers away, because I think it's comfort for her. And so slowly but surely it's getting there. But she's at least eating now. And she doesn't trust everyone to feed her, we found out.
Wow.
Now, people that she's known.
Your duck needs therapy.
I think she's got PTSD. I would not be surprised because of what happened to Shiloh. I would not be surprised if she has PTSD. Mr. Pickles has PTSD, and he's a bird. So it wouldn't surprise me if she has it from witnessing what happened with Shy. And I think that's why we have a hard time getting her out of the cage to go outside, because, I just don't think she feels safe out there. So she's got her own little bedroom upstairs, with a tarp down her cage. She's got food and water, and she doesn't trust just anybody to feed her now. And so I don't know what happened to him. I wish we did know what happened to him. But she has come a long way. She's at least eating and drinking now. And she's
good.
The other day, let me think, Wednesday or Thursday, she actually came in and she actually gave herself a full bath with her water, which is something that she didn't do beforehand. Even though we put her in the tub and everything, she kind of splashed around a little bit, but she was not, like, she's coming around.
Good.
And I'm hoping that with having her close to the kids upstairs and spending time with her and all that stuff, her being inside at night, I'm hoping that helps her. And because let me tell you, we were really worried at first that we were going to lose her too.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy. It was so crazy. And I still can't close my eyes and not unsee what I saw.
Sure.
It's horrible. But all right, so again, we're going on 2 hours. I'm very sorry. So we are going to end it here, actually. We will see you next week, 11 a.m. Central Time. Again, everybody's welcome on the panel. If you would like to share. Thank you again, Heather, so much for joining me.
Yes.
Don't sign out just yet. I want to talk to you for a minute after the live. And so with that, much love, everybody. Have a beautiful rest of your week. And we will catch you next week. Bye, everybody.